今天呢，我们很有幸的邀请到了一位在苏博蒂察居住的匈牙利小姐姐来做我们的采访。我们今天呢，主要想讨论一些关于在塞尔维亚，尤其是苏博蒂察的呢上学的事情。欢迎来到东欧小星月频道，我是乐乐。本频道主要分享塞尔维亚资讯。如果您对塞尔维亚旅游、生活、学习、创业感兴趣，欢迎订阅我们的频道。And then you pass the exam, go to the high school?
Yes, so it's a little maybe complicated in Serbia, but like you have to finish like middle school. You have to take a test, and the test is like from your mother tongue. So for me it was Hungarian and also mathematics. And now there's a third test, and it is like a combination test. They test you from biology, chemistry, physics, and maybe history and geography. But it's not a difficult test. Like you have 20 questions. And you have to answer them, and based on your like grades from the 5th to the 8th grade and the test, you can apply to different high schools. Like we have many high schools in Subotica. I think 7 or 8. There's like a grammar school where you study the same that you studied in middle school, but just higher, and also more languages. And that is preferred if you want to go to university. But you can also study at a high school where you get a diploma and a major at the end. Like, for example, to work in a hospital as a nurse, work at a pharmacy also. I went to a grammar school, so I'm more like knowledgeable about that.
Okay, so when you pass the exams, seems like every exam have 20 questions.
I think yes. When I was in middle school, we had 20 questions.
Then you pass the exam, you can apply high school. When you get the offer, you can go to the high school.
Yes, like you apply to like 3 or more high schools, and like if you don't get the first you wanted, you get the second. It depends on your scores and how popular was your.
So you can at the same time you can apply 3 high school.
I know someone who applied to 10 and got into the 10th.
Okay, 10, great.
So you don't have to be afraid, you can get in somewhere.
After the exam, you don't need to have some interview, needn't?
No. For high school, it's not needed. Like high school is mostly 4 years, but you also have like profession that those schools offer like 3 years of high school. So you can 4 or 3, but if you go for 3 years, it's not as difficult, but you cannot go to college. So it's mostly preferred to go for 4 years, but if you're really good at something, maybe 3 years is also okay.
Yes, so the high school maybe 3 years or maybe 4 years.
Yes.
Most of them are 4 years.
Yes.
Then you can also pass all the exam and apply university or college or something.
Yes.
Serbian education connects with European Union, and what do you think about the education? If you graduate from the middle school or high school, can you go to European Union and continue your study?
It really depends, I think, on the country and what you studied. So for example, if you finish like high school in Serbia and you want to go to university, then it's no problem. But if you study here like high school for 2 years and then want to go to Germany to finish your high school there, then there may be like maybe they say that you have to study like extra 1 year, not always. For me, I studied at Hungary, like university, at Szeged University, and for me it was no problem. So I think it's okay, like grammar school is okay, but for example, if you finish in Serbia to be a pharmacist, then maybe if you want to work in the EU, like sometimes they say that you need to take extra exams.
Improvement or something.
Yes.
Yeah. And did you need to like pay in high school?
No, high school is free.
But I think it's just the first 8 years, like the middle school is free, but the high school
No, it's also free.
also free.
Yes, you don't have to take your kids to high school, so you don't have to study high school, but like preschool, elementary school, and middle school, it's mandatory. So if you don't go, then your parents can go to jail.
Yeah,
So it's mandatory, but high school is not mandatory, but it's free.
It's free, yeah.
You have private schools if you want, like in Novi Sad or Belgrade, but I think it's expensive, and I don't think they offer much more than.
Yeah, so the private school, like the international school in Novi Sad or Belgrade,
Yes,
like much more expensive.
definitely, yes.
Yeah. And do you think Subotica high school is good or no?
I think it's good.
If people just want to go private school or international schools, also here Subotica, like the public school is also very good. Yes.
Yes, it's like high school is quite difficult in Subotica, but you learn many things. So like if you go to private school, it's a little more easier, but I don't think you learn more things. So here maybe like the high school is a little hard. Like it depends which high school you go to. I went to Svetozar, and that's a grammar school, and it's quite difficult. But it's really good because when you go to university, you already know how to study. So they really prepared you, but it was difficult, definitely.
So you think if a Chinese child go to the high school, like 4 years high school, then they want to apply to European university. So you think it's not very difficult?
I don't think it's difficult.
Okay.
But like it depends, like if you want to study in English, like you have to know English.
Yes.
If you know English, I don't think it's difficult. But you know, I'm a Hungarian minority, so for me it was easier to study in Hungary.
Yeah.
Because like they offer like free studying for everyone who's a Hungarian minority.
Yeah.
But in Szeged, for example, it's also European Union in Hungary. Like we have many Chinese students.
Yeah. So you think if you are a Hungarian speaker, you can go to Hungary University. In the European Union, many universities they teach by English. When they learn English good, they can go to the university.
Yes.
If they don't know the German, they also can go to the Germany university.
Yeah, definitely. I think every like strong university has like everything in English and also their mother tongue. So Germany has, I think, everything in German and also in English, because inside that you can study anything, I think, in English.
Yes, because lots of the European country, developed country, so they have the English teacher, English class or something.
Yes, and there's a lot of like working together, like student exchange, like you can study in Hungary, and if you want to go to Germany for half a year, it's not a big problem. So they exchange a lot of students.
Okay. Is there something difficult or something you want to talk in the university or college about the price or the lessons or some other things?
For example, it's a little different in Serbia and Hungary. So in Serbia, like your bachelor's degree is like 4 years and master is 1 year, but in Hungary it's 3 years bachelor and 2-year master. If you want to study at Hungary, I can speak as a Hungarian speaker, that you have to take like special exams also. Like you have to like high school finish here, but you also have to take exams in Hungary as well. But in Serbia, when you finish high school, like for every university you apply to, you have to go and have a test for every university. I don't think it's difficult, like every university is difficult.
Your university in Hungary also have the the English speaker also can apply at the university or no?
In Hungary, it's free for Hungarian students if you are a good student. So from this score, if you score higher, then you will study for free, and you have to work as many years as you study in the country.
Yeah.
But if you are a foreigner, then you have to pay. But I don't think it's really expensive. Like 2 semesters, I think it's 1,000 dinar. No, 1,000 euro.
It's like 1 year.
Yes.
1,000 euro.
I think it depends on the degree, but it's not really like, for example, USA is really expensive.
Yes. So if I can just speak English, I can also apply at your university.
Yes, but not study for free, I think. Yes, but if you're a really, really good student, you can get a scholarship.
Yes.
Then you can study free. And I think in Serbia it's similar, like Serbian people can study for free. But I think maybe if you live here long, and your child has a Serbian citizenship, I think he or she can also study for free in Serbia.
Yes. Thank you today.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
如果您还有其他教育问题，请下方留言，欢迎点赞关注我们的频道。